welcome to the newest episode of Polite Talk, broskies. This is me, Bobby Polite, your host, and we're here on a fine, beautiful day to talk about some gaming related stuff. So, this is episode 3. I thought that we could talk about some E3 predictions. Because guess what? E3 is right around the corner. It's pretty close by. So, yeah, let's freaking talk about what I think will probably happen. Honestly, I'm going to say this right now. I haven't really given it too much thought. So, I will probably just be throwing up a lot of words and just going crazy with what I think might happen or what will happen or whatever. So I apologize in advance if I don't talk about your favorite system or what you wanted, what you think might come out or anything. But hey, listen up. If I didn't mention a prediction you think will happen, let me know. If you're on YouTube and watching this on YouTube, go ahead and leave a comment and say what you think will happen, or if I'm crazy, or if I'm wrong, or whatever. If you're listening on, Spotify or Anchor or wherever you're listening that, you could always somehow find a way to message me, which is cool. But yeah, so let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, I probably should have looked this up a little bit better, but I feel like isn't PlayStation the one that isn't going to be showing much? You know, I don't really remember, but I'm really just gonna talk about Nintendo. Let's be honest, because I'm not really interested in anything else as of right now. And I haven't, again, really been keeping up with a lot of news in terms of, any leaked games or whatever. Yeah, most of the stuff I follow anyway are Nintendo related, so I do apologize if that's not your cup of tea. um, but yeah, so in terms of Nintendo, let me just say this right now: we're for sure getting a Nintendo Switch Pro HD 2 remix, whatever you want to call it. Um, I've seen some leaks of like pictures of what it'll look like and stuff. I don't really know if it's legit or not, but it does make sense. It does make sense that we're getting on Nintendo Switch Pro. I mean, we've seen a lot of little, breadcrumbs of this anyways. I mean, literally we've been talking about this for months now, but maybe even years, to be honest. But um, yeah, I mean, Nintendo always, especially with their 3DS line, always does the same thing. They always come out with like some other variation of the three. I mean, the 3DS had so many different variations. Even the DS, the normal DS had a ton of variations as well. But the 3DS, I mean, there was the normal 3DS, and then the freaking um, 3DS XL came out, and then freaking the 2DS, and then the new 3DS and the new 3DS XL, and blah 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 blah. And each one of those also had different variations, which Nintendo Switch has been doing, but they're just not as cool as the 3DS ones. Um, but yeah, but now it's time for the new Nintendo Switch, which will probably be called the Pro. I mean, we're assuming, right? I don't know if that name has been, confirmed officially or not, but it would make sense if it was the Pro. Um, yeah, so we'll see how that happens. But also, a speculation is that it'll cost $400. Ouch. is what I'm gonna say right now. But yeah, I mean, okay, I'm gonna probably have to wait for like Mrs. Claus for Christmas or something. Um, I don't know, but I mean, it's a hefty price. But if it's as good as it's supposed to be, you know, um, yeah, I mean, yeah, the PlayStation 5 is pretty expensive right now, so um, yeah, so why not? But I do think that'll be a thing for sure. My buddy Juice from our other podcast, from Papi and Juice, um, is has been asking me like, "Hey, should I get a Switch? Should I get a Switch?" And I've told him like, "Bro, I honestly would hold out because it's very likely that they're gonna release the Nintendo Switch Pro, and I'm not saying necessarily that the original Nintendo Switch will go down in price, but what I am saying is you might want to wait because the Nintendo Switch Pro might be significantly better, and you might want that. Maybe they lower the price a little bit of the normal Switch. Who knows? And you can just get that then. But yeah, so I told Juice to wait it out a little bit. Yeah, because, dude, this month is E3, which is kind of weird to think about because, yeah, I just feel like this year has flown by so far. I mean, we're already in June. It's crazy. Um, yeah, it's already E3, bro. It doesn't feel like it, though. I don't know if it feels like this for you guys, but for me, it doesn't feel like E3 is coming. I don't know if maybe it's because I've literally been stepping away from like gaming news, like way more than I used to, because now I have so much going on in my life that I really just don't really keep up with news as much as I used to, especially for gaming. Well, I don't even buy as much games as I used to buy. I literally would just buy games when they went on sale and stuff, or when they first come out, if it was a game that I really wanted. But now I barely even get anything, even if it's a great sale. Mostly because I just don't have the time to play them anymore. You know, I just don't. I just can't play as much as I used to, which is a part of being an adult. But that's just how it is. You know. So yeah, I honestly don't know um, exactly what's gonna happen with this E3, but um, I just can't believe it's already here. It's cray cray, you know. I mean, it could also be the fact that literally E3 every year for the past, I don't know, I would say couple years has like slowly become a little less significant, you know. Um, I mean, we've got other events that have kind of taken the spotlight a little bit, not 100%, you know, but also just I think the real nail in the coffin was everything that happened with COVID, man. I mean, you know, like who's gonna want to go to a freaking live event? Like, I don't even think people can anymore. It's just I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's all gonna be online, which is fine, but I don't know, dude. A lot of stuff has changed since last year, obviously, but yeah, man, we'll see what happens. But in terms of predictions for games, let's see. I feel like Nintendo. I mean, they got to talk about Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. They got to. That's probably going to be like one of their main topics. Um, Mario's already had their thing going on. Pokemon, they're probably going to talk about Pokemon a bit. But then again, I don't know because they already kind of made a huge deal about Pokemon just a couple months ago. We haven't really got much information about Pokemon since then in terms of like the new Diamond and Pearl remakes or even Arceus or Arceus. Um, but I mean, it could be that they just give us more detail at this E3. I mean, it would be a good time to do so, just to kind of follow up with like details on the games. Um, yeah, but like, what's going to be their main focus for Nintendo? I don't think it's going to be Pokemon. Um, I think it might be Zelda, bro. Cause, and I know people want Metroid, but I still think it's too early. Like Metroid 4 is really just so far off, dude. I really think it's still like a couple years off. Um, which kind of sucks, but I mean, personally, I don't really care. No offense, because I'm not a big Metroid fan. Um, like I I played Metroid Prime 1, I think. I'm pretty sure it was 1. But I don't think I played it all the way through. I like played it and it was pretty fun, but it wasn't my thing. I didn't really it wasn't something I absolutely loved, you know. It was kind of fun, but that's about it. Um, so yeah, sorry if that made you mad. It was not my intention. But yeah, but I really don't think we're gonna see anything of Metroid. I mean, maybe a trailer to build up hype, like a trailer of like seeing Samus or whatever. I don't know, but I don't think it'll happen. Most likely, they probably, you know what they probably will show is the Animal Crossing expansion. That is something I bet you they'll show because there's been a lot of rumors about that. The Animal Crossing, where you could go to like multiple islands. You can have more than one island. I don't know if it's multiple islands or just another island or whatever, but I could definitely see that being a thing that they show. Um, and then yeah, you know what I really want? Let me tell you something. This is what I really really want. I want them to reveal Genshin Impact for Nintendo Switch. Because if Genshin Impact was for Nintendo Switch, bro, gosh dang it, dude. That would be so dope. I would definitely play that every day. Um, Whenever I got a chance, just because the game itself is so fun, and it's free to play. It's freaking awesome. I've got two accounts, one on my PS4 and then one on my phone. Um, and I used to literally play the phone every single day. Like, there was literally a month or two, like, this was several months ago, but there's literally a month or two, literally every single day. I at least did the daily challenges, which was really exciting, which was really fun. Um, but I don't know, man. I don't think. But if it was on the Switch, I could definitely play it more. Um, yeah, or I'd want to play it more if that makes sense. Especially if I can connect my account. I don't know which account. I don't think the PS4 account will ever be able to get connected. It just seems like PS4 for some reason is just kind of on its own, whereas everyone else is like totally cool with connecting accounts and stuff. Um, so yeah, so if Nintendo Switch, even if I can't connect any accounts, if Genshin Impact came out for Nintendo Switch, I would start over again, 100%. And I'd actually complete the story and like everything because yeah, I it's a really fun game, but I really don't have much time to play it. My buddy Juice from our anime podcast and channel um, is super obsessed with it. He's literally I called him what last weekend, and I was like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, I literally just did everything in Genshin Impact. I was like, oh my gosh. He's like, yeah, I have nothing else to do. I've completed every challenge. I've done every trial. Like, he's done everything. And I'm like, holy crap, bro. Yeah, let's get you out of the house for a little bit, bro. So, we did that, but crazy, dude. Crazy how much content there is in that game and how fun it is, and just all the updates that we keep getting consistently. Like, seriously, Genshin Impact. I think Genshin Impact wouldn't necessarily be a system seller for Nintendo Switch Pro, because that's the thing. If Genshin Impact comes out for the Nintendo Switch, it'll probably require the Nintendo Switch Pro, because yeah, that game is like massive, um, and it would need some pretty dang good software and hardware for it to perform like it should. Um, so yeah, I think if Nintendo, I think it'd be a good combo if Nintendo announces their Pro and then announces Genshin Impact is going to be available because of the Pro. Um, that'll be kind of like a system seller in a way, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but for me, for example, if Genshin Impact does come out, but it, like, even if it doesn't require the Pro, I would still, it would still incentivize me to get the Pro so I can have a better experience with Genshin Impact, you know? So for me personally, I feel like it's got system seller potential, um, for the Nintendo Switch Pro. Um, so yeah, because I mean, we know they've already announced officially that Genshin Impact was going to come out to the Switch someday. Um, but they never said exactly when. Excuse me. Let's drink some water. And so I think this would be a perfect opportunity. I really do. I think it'd be a perfect opportunity, um, to put it over to the Switch and with better hardware, literally. So freaking get on it, Nintendo. I want to see that. Like, from my personal list of what I want to see, that's like probably number one, to be honest. Um, yeah, because I'm really not waiting for anything new to come out personally. Um, I would like more details on like the Pokemon remakes, because I will most likely get that. Um, so a little more details would be nice. And then another game that I do want to get, um, but they really shouldn't talk about too much, to be honest, because it's coming out in July. Yes or yes, is Monster Hunter Stories 2, which I'm also excited about. Excuse me, I got a bit of mucus. I've got a lot of allergies, so um, yeah. So that game I'm gonna get for sure too when it comes out in July. Um, and I mean, this isn't necessarily Nintendo because it'll mostly come out for PC or PS5 or Xbox, whatever it is, first. But and I have seen a couple rumors of it. But Dragon's Dogma 2, bro, I that is one game that I would for sure get whenever it came out. Um, yeah, and I don't, like I said, I don't think it would come out like all at the same time, especially on the Nintendo Switch. Maybe with the Pro it would, but whenever that game comes out, I definitely want it, dude, because bro, I have played Dragon's Dogma. This is the fourth time I've been playing it. I've played the original before Dark Arisen. I played the original on Xbox 360. Then Dark Arisen came out, and I replayed it on Xbox 360. Then I replayed it on PS4 when it came out, and then now I'm replaying it on the Switch. So yeah, and I'm literally about to fight Grigori. So you know how that is. And this route I went a little bit different because with video games and RPGs, I'm a very melee focused player. I just really like getting up close and personal. And, with like swords and two handed swords and hammers and, you can involve some magic, but that's not the kind of player I am. I like just destroying things with heavy weapons, or yeah, cutting things up. And so I've always played as like starting out as like a warrior, a knight, and then a warrior, and then a mystic knight or an assassin. I've tried assassin as well, but this time through, I actually went completely. I don't. Oh, I went strider, then ranger, and not mystic knight. Magic archer, and that was really fun. That was a good time. But now, since I maxed out that vocation, I switched over to Mystic Knight. So this build will probably be a little bit more balanced in terms of stamina, magic, and attack power with my Nintendo Switch playthrough. I'm saying, yeah. But either way, freaking fun game, bro. And so Dragon Dogma 2 comes out, dude. Oh my gosh, bro. I would go nuts. Now, another bit of news that I 100% would love to hear, that I know we won't hear, would be, um, excuse me, sorry, Dragon Quest related stuff. Why? Because we already got a whole live stream dedicated to that just a few weeks ago. And it was great, and I loved it. And I did a reaction to it, actually, which is up on our anime channel with Juice called Bobby and Juice. So if you want to watch that reaction, go ahead and watch that. Um, yeah. And I'm excited for basically all those games, dude. But I really would want Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6 on the Switch. Even if it's just the DS imports or the DS ports, I would really, really want to play those games again. I'd love to. Um, yeah, so that would be dope. But I don't think we're gonna get any Dragon Quest news, so that's probably the most far fetched goal or prediction that I have. Um, so yeah, we'll see if that even happens or not. But yeah. So as of now, number one for me, I would want Genshin Impact. Um, Number two, realistically, you um, speaking, would be well, you know what? I don't know. I don't really have a top five, to be honest. I was gonna start naming like top five what I want, but I think a Nintendo Switch Pro would be cool. Genshin Impact, and hope to the Almighty above um, that Dragon Quest, um, some sort of Dragon Quest game comes out, soon. Even if it's just what was already shown, like the HD 2D version of Dragon Quest 3. If that gets announced, like if that gets shown to come out this year, I would be happy with that. Or okay, I will say this. I will say this. If they announce that Dragon Quest X offline is coming to the United States, I would be so happy. I would be absolutely happy. I would need nothing else than just that. I would legit just need that, and I'm good. And I'd be very happy. So, yeah. But in terms of anything else that I want to see, oh yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2 would be dope as well. That would probably be part of Capcom's presentation. I don't think it'd be part of any specific like hardware presentation for like PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo. Um, so it'd probably just be a Capcom thing. But I do feel like it's a possibility that they talk about it, or at least release a trailer, or maybe a logo, which they like to do. A lot of companies like to do. Um, so yeah, we'll see if that happens. But yeah, either way, I'm excited for this E3 for all the announcements of what's gonna happen. Um, we'll see what happens because I still don't know. Um, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. What goes on with that? Um, yeah, I think that the um, yeah, I think the video games, you know, predict. I think a lot of stuff is going to come out this year. I've been, my buddies talking to my buddies, just everything they've been saying to like, just like how everything's been like nothing's been coming out since last year because of all this COVID stuff, or they haven't been able to release stuff because of COVID and because of, they had to like wait longer because of COVID and blah, blah, blah. I think this E3 might be a big one because of all the backed up stuff or the stuff they had to push back because of COVID. So they might just be dumping a huge, just bomb full of great freaking awesome releases that we've never even seen coming, um, because people are just they've been you know pent up and held in so much of their work and enthusiasm and whatever of these companies, and their projects and their whatever they've been working on for so long that they probably just want to like throw it in people's face like, look what I've been doing, look what we've been doing, oh my gosh. So we'll see. I just really hope one thing that consistently happens, especially with PlayStation, what I've seen, a lot of empty promises. Well, Xbox has done it too, um, where they just show a bunch of stuff that's not even going to come out for another year or two or three, or things that are absolutely not even ready. But I feel like this time around, they've probably got a lot of stuff that's ready to come out this year or soon, because of this, long wait due to COVID. Um, so I think we're not going to be disappointed with this E3 in terms of, being shown stuff that people will want to see or have heard about, or, you know, things that have been leaked or whatever it is. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not really too, um, like I don't really, like I said, I didn't really think about what could happen 100%. I just think that there's gonna be stuff that'll happen. Um, but but yeah, I'm not necessarily super hyped either way, for a lot of stuff to come out because I won't have time for it anyways. But what I am excited about is what basically I've already talked about. I want to see a Nintendo Switch Pro. I want to get Genshin Impact on the Switch. I want to see Dragon's Dogma 2. And then a little bit more Pokemon news or details for the upcoming remakes, at least, would be nice. Um, and hopefully, more Dragon Quest confirmation or news would be amazing. So yeah, if I had to put a top five, which I just basically did, it would be those. So we'll see if those things happen. Um, but yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this episode and my predictions for E3. Mostly Nintendo focused. I'm sorry, that was not intentional. Um, but yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Um, Make sure to like and subscribe to this video, bro. If you're watching us on YouTube, watching me on YouTube, yeah, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. My goal is to do this weekly. It is not that easy. I will tell you that. I have to sacrifice time with my family or friends or whatever, to be able to do this. So it is pretty hard to find that specific time. And I really am done sacrificing sleep time. It's just too hard. It's too hard. But anyways, So yeah, and then if you're listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Anchor, thank you very much for doing so. Make sure to follow for more episodes and subscribe. And yeah, we will see you guys next week. And I hope you guys have a great week. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. All right? Muchas gracias. Bye bye.